Not too late. Then I had moved to Colorado with my then boyfriend because I thought we were going to start a family and get married. And we moved out here, and instead, we both had businesses and we're doing so much, and we became like friends. And so it wasn't going to go down that path. And I felt like it was too late for me. I thought, oh my gosh, I just changed my whole life. I just moved from LA right when I was getting leverage. I opened up a business, not even a year into the business, my boyfriend and I were breaking up. I was really beginning to feel like, oh my God, it is really too late. What am I doing? I moved out here to start a family. I really wanted to have kids. And it wasn't happening. And so that's why my boyfriend and I broke up, because as painful as it was, I wanted that. So I left him, and then I thought, this is horrible. It's too late for me. What am I doing? And I should have just been happy with that and given up on that part of my dream, because, it was fun to have a partner and all these different things. And then I thought, no, you know what? It's not too late. And one day I was actually volunteering at a church, and there was a little girl, and everyone was getting picked up by their parents. And I had naively said, everyone's mom and dad is coming to pick up. And I said, oh, are your parents coming to pick you up? And she said, I don't have parents. She was 5 years old. She said, I don't have parents. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, honey. I didn't mean. She said, oh, it's fine. She said, I'm in foster care. And I've been in lots of different families, but not one has adopted me. And I said, oh my gosh. And she was so articulate and sweet and and like evolved. She was like, I'm totally to terms with it. It's fine. I mean, this is how she communicated, 5 years old. And I said, wow, I'm so impressed with how you're just so, I think I told her how articulate she was and how impressed I was with how open she was about everything. And she said, oh, I support all the other kids at the orphanage too. They always tell me that. And I always tell them, hey, don't worry, don't give up. It's not too late. A family will love you. And I thought, oh my God. So I went home that day, and she made me a picture and put, my name on it and everything. And it was so sweet. And she touched me so much. I put that picture on my altar of my meditation table. And when I was meditating one morning, it came to me, to adopt. And of course, I would love to adopt her even, but you have to go through a whole process. And so I opened myself up to adoption. I started looking into it, started looking into what the steps are and what I need to do and how much money I need to make to be able to adopt, because it's not cheap, and all these different things. So I opened myself up to that. And those adoption papers and this and that were on my altar that I would meditate on. And it just felt good to be open, because that little girl was so open. So why couldn't I be open? And she taught me so much. So then I just stayed open to this. And then I remember on my birthday, and this is where I'll reveal something. It was my 39th birthday. And I love these cards that I use sometimes. And I was like, what do I need to know this year or about something? And I pulled this card that says I was going to have a daughter. And I was with my friend, and she was like, oh, I said, no, how am I going to have a daughter? I didn't even have a boyfriend. I was like, I'm not having a daughter. I said, maybe adopt, but I don't have the money for adoption yet. And how am I going to have a kid? Then another friend of mine, who wasn't even a friend at the time, we were taking a class together. And we became friends. And actually, I'm going to see her today. But and her name's Lea. And we had become friends because we were in this class together. And we're both Leas. Spell our name Lea. She had a horse. I had a horse. We had a lot of spiritual stuff that we were into. So we had these connection points. And she was like, we were talking about things that we were mourning in the class, because the class was about breakthroughs. It was about breakthroughs and what you want to manifest. And one of my hangups was that, I had just broken up with my boyfriend, and, it had been a year since then, but, I was feeling it still, and that I wasn't going to have a kid. that maybe I wasn't going to have the opportunity to have a kid and get married and all this stuff. Well, Lea, day one meeting her, she says, oh no, there's a child around you. There's like a spirit with you. You're having a kid this year. And I get, it's the second time, and I thought, no, this is ridiculous. I'm not having a kid this year, because I couldn't believe that it wasn't too late. I was like, I'm so going to be in acceptance that maybe I'm not going to. And there's a piece of that as well that we'll talk about. But I just wanted to be in acceptance that, you know, maybe this isn't going to happen for me. And I need to be okay with my life as it is. And then I kept getting these signs from the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, that I was going to have this kid. And I would also, it was weird because I would also like feel something around me sometimes energetically. So cut to February of that year, and I'm going to save, because this video would be like really, really long if I do all the details. There's too many parts to it. So in future videos, I'll share more about how I got pregnant. But let's just cut to, I was pregnant. And I got pregnant. It was like a miracle child. And so here I was, still single, pregnant, and not adopting a kid, but now I was pregnant with a kid. And I had a baby when I was 40 years old. I just said it, 40 years old. So it's kind of cool because, you know, our birthdays were tracking for a while. It was like 1, 41, 42, 42, 44, 4, 45, like that. So that's kind of a neat thing. But I had a doctor at the time who did think it was too late. My OBGYN, she kept calling it, I know that it's the technical term, but she's like, it's a geriatric pregnancy and it's so dangerous and it's so this and it's so that. I was like, I am so out of here. I'm getting a different OBGYN who's not fear-based. And I got with another person and it was awesome. I had the best pregnancy, you guys. It was so good. I was working like crazy. I moved studios. I worked like 15 hours a day, all the way up until a week and a half or 2 weeks before she was born. I slowed way down. But I did it and it was okay. It was great. It was beautiful. And there's so many parts to that I'll share some other time. But I did that. And for whatever reason in my story and in my daughter's story, that needs to be for our soul's evolution, right? I couldn't see how it was going to happen with a guy. Well, it didn't happen with a guy. And it didn't need to happen with a guy. So sometimes my ego gets attached, and I would be sad because I thought, wow, what would it be like to have somebody like a partner there, like excited with you? And I didn't have that. But I had other people and family and people that were excited, and my students were so excited and loving and welcoming and all that, and other friends. And so there was a big welcoming. And she came in a way that I didn't expect. But she is better than my wildest imagination. I am so grateful to be her mom. So that's one way that it's not too late that I want to share with you. So like maybe you're wanting to get pregnant or wanting to have a kid. Don't close yourself off to ways that it might come. Or maybe you're not married. So what really inspired this whole video today was the other day I made a comment in a video that I posted about being an old maid, because I'm still single and I've never been married, and it's like a riddle. Has a kid and she's never been married. What is it? And so I made a comment in my video that I was an old maid. I'm like, oh God, I'm an old maid, because there is a stigma. As far as we've come with so many new terms and new like accepting things, and we still have a way to go on that too. There's a really old stigma about women in particular and being, 45 and single. There's a stigma around it, and I'm living proof because I feel it. I feel a lot of projections. So while there was a lot of support, I also got a lot of weird comments. Like I think I shared in another video, I had a group of OBGYNs that were great at this new doctor's office, and 6 of them were awesome. And the one lady who ended up delivering my daughter Faith was my favorite, so that was a godsend. But there was one person at that practice who he was an older man. He couldn't get his head around that I wasn't married. He just couldn't, even though it was in my notes and everything. Every time I would go in and I get him by chance, which was few times, and then I think I told them I didn't want to see him ever again because he did make me uncomfortable. Because every time he would just be like, so how's your husband treating you? I bet he's treating you so well. You deserve to be treated the best. And like, he better be massaging your feet and everything. And I told him the first few times, I'm not married or anything. There's not a dad. It's just me. It's just me having a baby. And after telling him, a few times, I just finally started lying and just be like, oh yeah, he massages my feet. Yeah, he's really good. He's awesome. And just that sort of thing. So I would get comments like that sometimes. I would get comments from new students just assuming that I had a husband, even when I would talk about it, but it tells you how much people listen. And I would get comments from friends sometimes, even like some friends who've fallen away. But I got a comment from a friend one time that's like, oh, well, she'll resent you when she's a teenager. And it's like, why? Why are we setting that up? It's so weird. Just because I'm a single mom, which I don't like that term, I call it double parent. But people will put projections onto you that it's too late for something, or that if you do it a different way, it's going to come at a cost. But like, I would never say that to a friend, right? Like, oh, you're getting married, that's good, but yeah, he'll have an affair. Like, why would you say, oh, she'll resent you for sure? Or I've had people come at me that say it's like Satan's work, that it should be a mom and a dad. I mean, there's a lot of old paradigms. A lot of people said, I can't do it by myself, that I should definitely not do it, that it would be too impossible, just all sorts of things. Projections that, yeah, it is too late and you can't do it. So when I said the comment about old maid, somebody had posted, you're not an old maid. And then it made me think, I was like, wait, what is old maid anyway? I was like, maybe I got to be careful about what I say because I don't even know what that is really. So then I looked it up. And apparently old maid is if you weren't married and you didn't have a kid by the time you were 25, okay? In the 1800s, by the time you were 25. If you were older than 25, from like 25 to 27, you were a spinster. If you were older than that, you were a thornback, which is like a fish, right? You were a thornback. So before I had my daughter Faith, I guess I was like a thornback. It's a real nice term. And by the way, there's no term for men. If men are single or haven't been married, they're just a bachelor, aka hot and available. But see this old stigma that we put on it? You see how we put these old paradigms that make us think it's too late, instead of jumping into possibility and being like, you can do that. You can totally do that. Thinking that we're too late. When all my immediate friends got married and had kids, and then our friendship evolved, so we didn't hang out anymore. I was so focused on comparing myself to that timeline, and because that timeline didn't happen for me, I felt like it was totally too late. But now I'm actually really excited and I'm grateful, because even if I fell in love today with somebody, from the years of my daughter's birth till 5, we have that together. Nobody else can take that away. And we were meant to have that time together for whatever reason. So to be grateful for the gifts that are given to you. Number one way to remember that it's not too late so that you may create your dreams. First of all, don't give up on your dreams. Meaning, number one, release the projections of other people, some old outdated stigma thing. In the Bible, I don't even know that much about the Bible, but I know this story because I had a geriatric pregnancy. Abraham got his girl Sarah pregnant when he was 100 years old. And she was 90. So whether you believe in the Bible or not, it's like, why was that story in there? Why was that story told? It's told because it's not too late. Even back then they were talking about it. It's not too late. So number one, release the projections of other people saying it's too late, or if you do it a different way, that it's going to create some negative thing. You have some price to pay because you're doing it on a different timeline. Release that projection. How do you do that? You literally can do like this, as crazy as that is, like just gone. Or in the meditation, we're going to melt it away. So there's some visual ways that you can just release that projection off of you. I don't own that anymore. Number 2, be okay right now. So sometimes there's a protection in there, like I'm okay, like resisting the miracle. Like I'm okay like this, I'm okay single. If you really want to be with somebody, yes, be okay with being single, but not from an egoic place that you're ignoring something. Be like, okay, I am okay, but I would like that, and that's okay. I'm not going to shame myself for what I want. So when I didn't, have a relationship and I was not thinking I could have a kid, it seemed so far out of the realm of possibility. But then I was okay with where I was, but still open to the possibility. So being okay with where you are doesn't mean you shut out. Like, I'm okay with it, so I'm going to protect myself and be like, I don't ever want that. It's like, I'm okay with it, and I'm open to possibility. This or something better. And then number 3, congratulate yourself, but it's not too late. It's not. You can have whatever you want. Let's meditate. Breathing nice and deeply. Allow timelines to melt away. Watch any place where you feel like something is too late. Watch where there is restriction in your body, showing up as it's too late, and breathe in and out, opening a space there. With each exhale, melting away any sense of timelines. Remembering once again that we are all on this big planet Earth, spinning around, some of us more aware of the experience than others. Breathing in awareness now that you get to have this experience. Breathing in and out gratitude that you are here. Breathing in an openness for possibility and exhaling away any projections from an old, outdated paradigm or something somebody said that made you feel the timeline was off. Breathing in possibility, breathing out projections. Breathing in possibility, breathing out projections. Breathing in gratitude for the gifts that are present in your life. Breathing out any sense of timeline, letting it melt away. Breathing in and out some love for your heart, forever thinking it was too late. Every breath you take is a new opportunity. That career is waiting for you. That opportunity is waiting for you. That perfect divine right partner is waiting for you. The finances are flooding in. Your health is waiting. Perfect divine right timing to be embodied by you now. Everything you desire desires you. It may show up different than you ever imagined and better than it could ever be. Breathe in and out from an open, nurturing place where all needs are met. There is plenty of time. Your life is right on time.